Hey there folks, and welcome back to the channel. We are Mile High Beach, and today we are back in the kitchen. This is our Good Eats in Small Spaces playlist, and this is about cooking good meals in a small space. So we are going to dive right in. This is a travel day meal. Yeah, this is a travel day meal. And so with a travel day meal, sometimes we're cooking from the pantry, sometimes we're cooking from the freezer. So why would we be doing that? Well, because we didn't go to the grocery store. And we didn't go to the grocery store because there's no sense in carrying all that additional weight down the road. We wait until we get into the next location, and then we go to the grocery store. What's fun about that is you get to go into these local towns and see these markets and all these nice, grocery stores, and you just lighten your load along the way. So what I started doing, and I don't know why it took me a year to figure this out, but I start making a meal that will stretch for a couple days on Thursday. Wait, today's Wednesday though.
Yes.
So I don't even know what day it is. That's great. But so anyway, just pretend it's Thursday. So I like to do it on Thursday so it'll last for a couple of days, and then I don't have to worry about cleaning dishes or anything like that. That's more of an issue when we're going to do a harvest host day, because we have to use the fresh water tank overnight, and we just try to limit the use of the water. But on a situation like this,
And if you haven't seen our harvest hosts,
yeah, that's
check out our
true.
harvest host
Yeah, check out our harvest hosts. Yeah,
we'll leave some links.
yes, we will leave some links to our harvest host stops, and those are our one-night stops when we have a drive that's longer than 3 hours.
We usually have no hookups.
And we have no hookups.
The
Yes,
harvest host doesn't usually have any hookups.
exactly. All right, so we're going to jump into this dinner, and I'm going to go ahead and just describe the elements that go into the dinner, and then we'll put it into the Instant Pot, or one of our favorite cooking things, and then we'll see how it goes. All right, so here's what we have. We're going to make a nice navy bean soup, and these navy beans were soaked overnight just in some water, and I put a little bit of baking soda in there because somebody said that brings down the air gassy element of beans, so I did that. We've got a ham hock that I took out of the freezer, and again, this came out of the pantry. This is 1 pound of navy beans. This came out of the freezer, and then these are the few little items we have left, in our freezer and our fridge. So here's what we have. We have some carrots cut up nicely. If I had celery, I would have that cut up. But we've got carrots here. We've got some nice onion sliced. We've got nice garlic, some thyme, a couple of, what do you call these? They're bouillon cubes.
Bouillon cubes.
Yeah. And then some diced up sausage. We also have some red pepper, red chili flakes, because we want a little bit of heat. We've got some salt and pepper, and of course we have a nice beer. This is actually a really great beer, and Iredell, that'll give you a little hint to where we are. If you know where we are based on this little hint, drop it down in the comments. All right, and then olive oil. We've got a little bit of olive oil. So here's how we're going to get started. We're going to come on over to our Instant Pot, and we're going to go ahead and turn on, we're already plugged in, and we're going to turn on our Instant Pot. Why isn't our Instant Pot on? What is happening here? Oh, there we go. So we want to turn it on, and we want to turn it on to saute. Okay, so we're going to turn it on and turn it on to saute. Let that get warm. And we've got our olive oil here, our nice olive oil. We're going to give this a squeeze. That's the sound our dog really likes. Not really. He's become less unglued over the Instant Pot, so that's good. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil down in here because we're going to give a little bit of a fry on these sausages. These sausages, I'll tell you about these sausages. They're kind of like Hillshire Farm, but not. We get them from Costco, and I think they're called Teton. I'll put a link below to them. They don't have any sugar in them, which is crazy. You wouldn't think you have sugar in your meat, but, but you do, and a lot of stuff. So these don't have sugar in them, and they have really good ingredients in them. So I'll put a link below to those. And once this heats up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put these down in here. Now I'm going to give these a little char just to give it a little bit of flavor. And that's all I'm going to do. I'll put these down in here, and then I'll pretty much throw the rest of this in there, and we'll give it a nice little char, and then throw the beans in. So what's your favorite, yeah, see, it's not hot enough just yet because you would hear it crisp and crackle if it were hot enough. We'll go ahead and put it in now anyway, that's fine. Oopsie, we don't want our thyme going in there just yet. It's not time for the thyme. Yeah, so what's your favorite travel day meal, or do you even do anything like this? It's funny, like I said, it took me a year to figure this out, but, and I think it was the Harvest Host thing that prompted it, going to the Harvest Host, for one night stay is, trying to cook up some, because, sometimes you get into these Harvest Hosts and there's no food around, and you've traveled 3 hours and you've unhooked and there's no food around. So I started this practice of putting something together on a Thursday night, getting everything cleaned up, and then on Friday we just heat it up, and Saturday we just heat it up too. So now we're getting a little sizzle in there, which is good. Give it a little bit of seasoning. That's our salt and pepper. Yeah, so I'm just going to give this a little bit of a char because that's going to give it some more flavor, a little depth of flavor, which is nice. Oopsie. Now these bouillon cubes are chicken bouillon cubes, and they are from Knorr. I like using the Knorr ones. And I'm just going to put them down in this water so they can loosen up a little bit. Because this is the water I'm going to pour into the beans. I'm going to pour this water into the beans, and then I'm going to pour half of that beer into the beans. And then you're going to drink the other half. Right. That's how that's going to go. Yeah, I don't want to use the whole beer. All right. So you can really smell that. It smells good. Yeah. Yeah. So see, this saute feature on the Instant Pot, if you don't use it, it really is a great feature. I mean, you could literally cook your whole meal right here in the... I wonder if we should turn on the open the door. Oh, we close the patio. Uh-oh. Hopefully we don't set off the smoke alarm. Well, I could turn the fan on, but yeah, but it's going to be loud. Oh, yes, let's do that. Let me get the overhead fan. That's the way you check your smoke detector. Practically every month you can see if your smoke detector is working by just having something a little fumy going on in your... Alright, so look down in here. We can see that these are starting to crisp up a little bit, and that's really all we need. Just a little bit of char on that. And now I'm going to go ahead and put down these carrots, the onion, and then I'll throw these seasonings on top. I forgot to mention, I've got the thyme here, but I also have a couple of bay leaves. So we're going to put that in there too. Alright, so let's put our carrots in. Yeah, listen to that. Sounds good, doesn't it? Give all this a little cook, a little saute. Now here's the thing, when you do all this ahead of time, you don't need as long, on the setting on the Instant Pot. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on a 20-minute pressure cook, which if you know anything about your Instant Pot, that's not going to only be 20 minutes. It'll be 20 minutes to come up to pressure, and then it's got to release pressure. So I'm really going to plan for about an hour for this to cook, and we're in no hurry. So we're good to go here. That's smelling really good. And you can also see down here at the bottom, we've got some little crispy bits down here, which is good because that's where our flavor is. All right, this is all easy, and again, this is out of the refrigerator because carrots last forever in the refrigerator. Onions last forever in the refrigerator. The sausage was in the freezer. The beans were in the cabinet. All right. Did I mention my ham hock? I think I mentioned my ham hock. This is a beautiful ham hock that I got at the Ye Old Geezer when we were in, wait, was it Ye Old Geezer? I can't remember. Anyway, it was in the freezer. And these are just great for beans. So I'm just going to throw that in there. I can't remember. Some meat shop I got those from. Oopsie, we don't want to drop our beans. And we're just going to dump these beans in here. This is easy peasy, easy cooking, folks. We are not trying to do anything too difficult here. And then we're gonna, and as we pour this in, you're gonna notice that you're gonna hear the bottom of the pan sizzle a little bit because it's gonna deglaze and bring that flavor up. You probably need, I think I had 5 cups of water in here. I think the instructions on the beans said 6 cups of water. This actually doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. I am gonna throw the beer in here, but this doesn't look like it's gonna be enough water. So I'm gonna put a little bit more in there, so we can have a good amount of water because those beans are going to suck all that water up. We're going to give it a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't know if we need all that, so give some of that. And then we'll give it some heat.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part.
Yes, your favorite part. We'll just put all that in there, okay? And then we're going to put half the beer so you can hear it. Can you hear it sizzling? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm hearing things. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pour half of this beer in there. Again, if you know where, if you get the clue, Iredale, and this little, you can see on the side there, what does that look like? You'll know where we are at the recording of this video. Okay, so the rest of that is for the wife. Okie And I think I'm just going to try putting a little bit more water in here. This does not look like enough. I'm going to give it maybe a couple more cups. Okay. All right. So then we're going to put our thyme and our bay leaf in there. We're going to set this. If you want to come on over, we're going to go ahead and do the setting on this. Yeah. So we're going to hit pressure cook. No, I guess we need to hit cancel first. So we're going to hit pressure cook, and then we're going to put it up to 20 minutes, and then we're just going to let it go. And so we will come back, and you'll see how good it looks. We are back, and let's see. So this has been, I set this for whatever the time was. I think it was 25 minutes or something. So now I'm going to, the timer's already come off, which means it's now, you know, it's coming, you know, it's coming, the pressure's coming down, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this out, let the pressure out. I already let some of it out before we turned on the camera. And so you're waiting for your little button to go down there so you can see what's inside. All right, so we're going to have a lot of steam here when this comes open. I'll tell you, if you could smell this, it smells really good. All right, so now you can see we've got all our goodies in here. So we're gonna, yeah, this looks really yummy. I'm gonna pull out this thyme so that we don't have any issue with that. We don't need any more liquid in here. I kept this water in here because I wasn't sure if we were gonna need some more. But we don't need that, so we'll take that out. And then we've got a couple of bay leaves in here. We don't want those in here either. So let's get our bay leaves out. I got another one in here somewhere. There we go. It's nice that these stay floated up to the top. Floated. Is that a word? Okay. All right. So you can see it's got kind of a nice soup consistency. So I'm going to give it a little blending to, you know, thicken it up a little bit. So we've got our hand blender here, and I'm just going to put it down in here, not on top of the ham hock. Is it blending? Oh. Yeah, it's blending. Okay. So we're just going to thicken it up a little bit, give it a little bit of thickening. So see, you know, that just, I'm supposed to just thicken it up a little bit. I don't know if my blender's working. Let's see. I think it is. That's good enough. We just want to thicken it up a little bit so it's not, you know, quite as thin. Sure smells great. All right, so the way that this is going to go, get our serving spoon in here. In case we need a little more salt and pepper. Put this down here, so we don't need this anymore. We're gonna spoon it up, see how it tastes. It's gonna be really hot, so I'm not gonna take a lot. Oh, there's a little bit more thyme in there. Let's get rid of that. Get that little piece of thyme out of there. There we go. Looks good. Smells amazing. All right. So let's see how it tastes. I don't want to burn myself. Yeah, that's really good. Always put beer in your stuff. Beer really is the answer to some real deliciousness here. So yeah, so this is going to be our travel day meal. We'll serve it up tonight. We'll have some tomorrow. I'll probably make some dinner rolls tomorrow to go with it. But we've got a little bit of hot sauce here, and it's good to go. So, you know, if you've got a travel day, what's the favorite recipe that you like to use when you don't want to cook for a couple days and you need something that can heat up quickly and be good and hearty? And this is the perfect time of year for this kind of soup. So if you like this content, thank you for joining us. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, put your favorite recipe down below. I'd love to see that. And if you've got any ideas for how I can make this any better, I'd love to see it. So thank you, and we'll see you next time. Wow.